Welcome to session 2 of Direct Tax 2 of 4th SEM BCom of Mangalore University. So in the previous session, we had discussed about the basics of house property income. How do you calculate the annual value? And what are those conditions to treat an income as taxable under the head house property? In this particular session, we are going to look at features of house property income and which are the various exceptions to house property income. Let's look at the features one by one. Building or land appurtenant thereto. In the previous session as well, I had discussed about the existence of 4 walls and a roof. So there must be a building. It is a permanent building, not a temporary building. And some land appurtenant thereto, connected to, annexed to, attached to. Lands appurtenant to building and income from it are taxable under the house property income. Example are compound, playground, kitchen garden, courtyard, etc. These are all land which are appurtenant, connected to, attached to with the building. When we say income from house property, we are not looking at residential building alone. It can be non-residential building as well, which will include car parking spaces, drying grounds, playgrounds, connecting roads to the factory. These are all taken as land appurtenant to building. Now, buildings include residential houses, warehouses or godown as we commonly call, auditoriums for any program. Then we have cinema halls, buildings which are let out for commercial use. That means to say for shop or for showrooms in a commercial property. Then stadiums for sports or for other use if such a property is let out. Open air theaters, dance halls, music halls, lecture halls. A college can give maybe 1 or 2 of its classrooms for a company for say campus placement. So that will also be treated as building and income derived therefrom taxable under the head house property. So as mentioned earlier, temporary hutments in vacant land are not included in the concept of building. So if it is a temporary hutment, for example, if there is a building construction happening and the laborers there have put up some sheets together, say tin sheets and with a cement roofing temporarily, as long as they are working for the construction of that particular structure, they stay in that particular, that hutment. And as soon as the building construction is done completely, the hutment will be removed. So such temporary hutments, and if there is any income derived, cannot be treated as house property income. So if there is any income, that may be shown as income from under the head other sources. Now, lands not appurtenant to any building and income derived from it are taxable under the head income from other sources. Let's take an example. Suppose I have got a vacant land very close to a temple and there is a temple fair, the temple jatre. And as a part of that temple fair, the vacant land nearby the temple will be taken up by the temple on a rented basis. And the temple is going to just apportion, mark out that small pieces of land there and give it for maybe the certain temporary shops for display of their products and for the sale. Now, temple is going to pay small amount as rent to me because I am the owner of that particular piece of land. Now, since that piece of land has no building connected to it, income derived from me as rent, that is from the temple, cannot be taken as house property income. It will be treated rather as income from other sources because that is only a land and it is not appurtenant, not connected to, not attached to any building in the vicinity. What are the exceptions to house property income? Though incomes are connected to the house, these are taxable under different heads, that is other than house property, either as business income or as other sources. So there are four very important exceptions that we'll look at. Buildings or staff quarters let out to employees and others. Income derived therefrom is taxable as business income, because the main objective of giving staff quarters to its employees is to keep up with the productivity of the employees. Instead of the employees traveling from far off places in the city each day, they are provided accommodation within the factory premises where their entire productivity is retained and thereby is utilized in the factory premises. So if there is any deduction in the salary of such employees just because they are given staff quarters, then that income will be treated as business income and not as house property income. Next, if the building is let out to authorities for locating bank, post office, police station, or central excise office, then any income derived therefrom is taken as business income, provided the focus of the owner of the property is on doing his own business. So, and also since letting out to bank, to post office, police station, or central excise office is more of permanent in nature, that is for a very long duration of time and not necessarily for the period of 11 months where the agreement has to be renewed. And since this rental agreement is for a very long duration, the income derived therefrom is treated as business income and not as house property income. The third exception is composite letting of buildings with other assets. So it is taxable as income from business if such letting is the business of the owner of such property. If not, then it will be treated as income from other sources. For example, I am taking a marriage hall on rent. Other than the marriage hall, there are chairs, there is electrical equipment like fan, tube lights, which are already fixed. And also as a part of establishment, the cleaning charges thereafter. Suppose if one single amount is paid for as a rent of the marriage hall, then that rent paid to the manager or the owner of that particular hall cannot be taken as house property income, because there are a lot of connected amounts also, and not just the rent of that particular hall or the auditorium. So such a rent is called as composite letting of building with other assets. Next is PG accommodation. Whatever income is derived from paying guest accommodation is taxable as income from business, because the very important feature of PG accommodation is not just the rent of the property which is used by the paying guest, but it also includes food expenses. It also includes establishment expenses as well. And since this establishment expenses or food expenses cannot be separated from the exclusive rent of that property, then that amount is also not taken as house property income. So these are a few exceptions that we had for income from the head house property. Let's continue with the features. On its annual value, we have already seen this particular concept in the first session. Income is computed on the basis of its annual value of building and land appurtenant thereto, and not on its annual value. Remember, expected rent. Property is let out at a rent higher than expected rent. The property is let out and the income derived from is less than the expected rent because of the vacancy. We were not able to locate a tenant, and rent received or receivable is less than the expected rent. So such a value is taken as annual value. Third important feature is the assessee should be the owner of the house property. We have already discussed about this. Only the owner and any income derived thereby by the owner by letting out his or her property will be taken as house property income. We are looking at legal ownership and not someone who is in occupation or possession of that particular house property. Suppose if we are let out to a tenant and tenant is subletting a portion of the house, then the income derived by the tenant is taxable under the head income from other sources and not under the head house property, because the tenant is not the owner of the house property. Fourth one, it is not used for the purpose of SSC's business or profession. I can let out my property to anyone. Such a person can use it for any purpose. But important thing for me is I am deriving rental income. But if I am the owner of the property, let's imagine I am a doctor, or I am a lawyer, or I am an engineer, and I have converted that house property into a clinic, or I have converted that into my office. So in that case, you know, that income from that house property cannot be taken as house property income. Whatever income that I derive from that, it will be taken as my business or profession income. Remember this. And also, as a part of computation of my business income, I cannot deduct rent of such office, because since I am the owner of that particular office, I will not be allowed as a deduction for rent, even though it would be my business expense. So it is very, very important that we need to know if the owner uses the property either fully or partly for his own business or profession, the profits of such business or profession are accessible to tax as business income. And also, as I said, no deduction for rent will be allowed because I am the owner of that property. So thank you very much.